Hi everybody, and welcome to this pre-recorded session on SHRN and Public Health Wales, running through what the dashboard is and a quick demo. So I'm just going to go straight into it. Just want to preface this by saying this will be in English. If you do require a Welsh translation, please do let us know and we'll be able to help. So welcome to this short presentation. My name is Strawbridge, and today with me I have Ben Talbot and Kirsty Ryan. We are health intelligence analysts. We work in Public Health Wales, which is based in Cardiff. Our office is there on the screen. It's Capital Quarter 2 on Tyndall Street. So Ben, Kirsty and I are the small team who built the dashboard that we're going to be presenting today. So a little bit of background then. The collaboration between Decipher and Public Health Wales analysis team began in 2019, whereby the data for a small number of key SHRN indicators was shared with our team to use in our Welsh Government-led project called Public Health Outcomes Framework. And then following this kind of project, discussions were held regarding the dissemination of SHRN data from them to their audience. So as you're probably already aware, standard practice for SHRN is to create static PDF files for each local authority and a national report, which is a PDF again at a Wales level, and this is available on the SHRN website. And this is the way that your data is disseminated to the users. But with such high quality data, it was felt from SHRN and us in Public Health Wales analysis team that this rich resource actually wasn't being shared widely enough. And that actually maybe a collaborative approach whereby us in Public Health Wales could create a publicly accessible interactive tool to allow easier access to and actually understanding of the available SHRN data at a local authority level and above. And then in return for us creating this dashboard in Public Health Wales analysis team, we would have access to this brilliant data to use for other work. So in creating this dashboard or interactive tool, we worked with key stakeholders and possible future users of the tool to help us decide on what should be included and how it should look. And from this discussion, the idea of comparing between years was super key. So within our dashboard, we have the 3 most recent years of the survey included. Now we only go back to 2017 as this is the first year with enough coverage across all the local authorities to be comparable with the other years of data in 2019 and 21. And just to know, we only include those questions that are asked of every student in 2017, 19 and 2021, so that it's fully comparable across every year. Another major key interest point for the users was around having the multiple years of data, was that the survey, as you probably know, was taken at the end of 2019, which was just before COVID. So it gives us a really unique pre-pandemic baseline, unlike many other high quality data sets, allowing us to see how health and well-being has been affected by the pandemic. So without further ado, I'm going to hand over to Kirsty and Ben, who are going to take us through a demonstration of interacting with the dashboard and the different use cases as well. Thank you very much.
This is our SHRN data dashboard. At the top right here, you're able to switch between languages, so you can switch from Welsh or back to English. There's some information at the top, bit of background which you can show or hide more info on. Our dashboard is split into 2 sections, so we've got a view by topic section here and a view by geography section. View by topic section is where you're able to view survey data by a particular topic, and view by geography section is where you're able to view survey data by a particular geography in Wales. I'm going to demonstrate how to use the View by Topic section of the dashboard. So at the top here, you can see we've got a number of different survey topics, such as food and fitness, food and fitness, physical activity, well-being and emotional health, and so on. And within each of these survey topics, we've got data on a number of survey questions. So you can see in well-being and emotional health, we've got survey data on bedtime, screen use at night, life satisfaction, mental well-being, and mental well-being scores. So if we come into mental well-being, you can see we're presented with some inputs to the left and then a chart to the right of it. So this chart is showing mean mental well-being scores out of a total of 35 using SWEMWebs. So SWEMWebs is the short Warwick Edinburgh Mental Wellbeing Scale, and this is a validated method of assessing wellbeing. So on the left here, we've got some inputs which we can change, and that will alter the chart that we see. There's a button here to be able to download an image of the chart that you've generated, and also to download the data that sits behind the chart that you've generated. Below the chart, there's a table. Within this table, again, this will change when you change the inputs at the top. You can show or hide confidence limits in the table. You can show or hide Wales values. And below the table, we've got technical information related to the survey question that we're looking at, and also general technical information about the survey. Again, you can show or hide this information. So at the moment, we've got 2021 data for all local authorities selected. We can also view 2019 data for all local authorities, 2017 data for all local authorities. Within this, we can choose to see data for a different gender. So at the moment, we're looking at all persons, but we can see data for females, males. We can also see male and female data side by side. With just one gender selected, you're able to sort by value. So if I switch this on, you'll see the chart sorts from highest value to lowest value. If you want to fully customize what you see in the chart, then you can come into this custom view section. And here you're able to select up to 3 years of data to see on the chart at the same time. Again, you can change to see data for different genders. At the moment, our breakdown selected is all of Wales, but if we want, we can look at a particular local authority or local authorities. We can look at particular health boards, or we might want to view data by age group, so age 11, age 12, and so on. Or we can view data by family affluence scale score, so a low or a high family affluence scale score. You'll notice there's a Wales comparator line on the chart. This is selected to be Wales 2021, but if we were interested in the Wales value in 2019 or 2017, we can adjust that. So to delve into the data a bit more, if we look at health board data across Wales for persons from 2017 through to 2021, you'll notice that in 2017 and 2019, which are these lighter colour bars, the data was similar across these 2 years, whereas in 2021, these darker blue bars, there's been a reduction in the mental wellbeing scores across all health boards. If we look at 2021 data across all local authorities in Wales and see male and female data side by side, you'll notice that for this year, 2021, in all local authorities, females, which is this lighter blue colour, scored a lower mean mental wellbeing score compared to males. You can delve further into these mental wellbeing scores by coming into this section, mental wellbeing scores. So the proportion of survey results with unique SWEMWeb scores between 7 and 35 were calculated, and the distribution of these scores is presented in 2 different views. The group scores view, which we're on now, shows the proportion of results with a low, mid or high range, and the all scores view shows each possible score between 7 and 35, and each bar on the chart is coloured to the relevant grouped score range, so a low score, a mid score, or a high score. So if we look at group scores across all 3 years for persons across Wales, across all years, you'll notice the largest proportion reported a mid-score compared to a low score or a high score. In 2017 and 2019, so these lighter blue colours, you'll notice a larger proportion reported a high score than a low score. However, in 2021, a larger proportion reported a low score compared to a high score. If we look specifically at females, you'll notice that in 2021, a much higher proportion of females reported a low score compared to a high score. If we delve into individual mental wellbeing scores, and I select 2017, if I start at 2017 and then move through to 21, you'll notice, looking at the distribution of individual scores, this shows a pattern of scores shifting from the right, these higher scores, to the left, these lower scores, as we move through the years. So starting in 2017 and then moving through to 2019 and 21, you can see the pattern of scores shifting from the right to the left. So I'll start again in 2017, then 2019 and 21. I'm going to hand over to my colleague Ben now, who's going to demonstrate the view by geography section of the dashboard.
Cool, thanks Kirsty. So I'm just going to go through the geography view of the dashboard from the point of view of somebody who might be working for, say, Cardiff County Council, who might want to see more specific information relating to their area. So this is what the geography kind of view looks like when you first open it up. And you can get here just by clicking on the button from the main page, and as you can see, we've kind of got a map here, which is interactive, and then some variable gender and year controls over here. So the map is where you would choose the local authorities you are interested in. And then this is where you would select your variable from the topics and other controls. You can also show and hide the health board borders via this button, and get some user information via the question mark. So if I wanted to go back to the role play, if I select Cardiff as my local authority there, and let's go with how to travel to school, say, well, let's look at all of them, all four within food and fitness physical activity. And we can see here that those are the stats for Cardiff. We can see that a lot of looks like 48.6% of children in 2021 are reporting they travel to school in an active manner, so that's walking or cycling, etc. And yeah, that's good to know. Below that, we also have the table that we've seen on the topic view, with the same key, same buttons to show the confidence limits and show and hide the Wales values. And you can select the gender here as well. The chart actually has a limit, I think, of 7 variables that you can show. I think with 2 or 3 local authorities selected, just because of readability. Once there gets too much on the chart, then it starts to become very difficult to actually make sense of the data. However, the table, you can control this. You can put as many things in here as you want. So when you change the options up here, it will change the table. So if I change this to male, we can see that the table is now on male, but I can add persons and female back in here as well, and just get like a really full view of the data. You can actually select every local authority on the map, and every variable and every gender, and it will all display in the table should you want access to that outside of downloading the data. But going back to the actual numbers then, so we've seen here that we've got Cardiff's active travel to school percentage, so it's actually 51.1 for males, and we can maybe want to compare that with another similar kind of geography. So if we look at Swansea, say, it's going to have a big metropolitan area like Cardiff. We can see the stats here now with Cardiff in the dark blue and Swansea in the lighter, and we can compare between the 2 local authorities. The first thing that jumps out here is that there is quite a large difference between Swansea and Cardiff for active travel. The fact that the bars here, the error bars aren't overlapping, shows us that this is a significant difference. And maybe we want to explore this a little bit more. So let's drop out the other variables, exercise, time sitting, and physical activity. So we're just looking at the actual travel to school here. And let's bring in Newport as well. Again, another kind of, we're just going to have that big metropolitan area. So Cardiff is now on the left, we've got Newport in the middle and Swansea on the right. And we can see again that Newport is still a significantly lower number of children reporting that they participate in active travel to school. That in itself is then significantly higher than Swansea. So there could be many reasons for this. Say, Cardiff having a greater population density with a greater density of schools, so that more children live within walking distance of school. Maybe there are better transport links in Newport and Swansea, more buses, more affordable that kids can get. There could be a lot of reasons. Not here to kind of, take guesses at those, just show you that you can kind of get to that kind of point, start making these comparisons through the geography view. If you wanted to add in more things, it's simpler then. It's just changing the variables, changing your local authorities, and you can get lots of different views going on for basically anything you might want. That is about it from me on the geography view. So I'm going to hand back to Zoe. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Ben and Kirsty, for that wonderful demonstration. Really, really helpful to see how you can use it and what kind of data is available. So, as you're aware, the dashboard includes loads of incredibly rich SHRN data in loads of different views. And if you're interested in the data, we really do invite you to take a look at the dashboard yourself in your own time and explore the different breakdowns and views available to you. We are really pleased with the feedback we've received so far on the tool and would invite further feedback should you have any comments. There is feedback forms on the Public Health Wales Observatory website, and there's also ability to email me if you have any comments as well, and my email's at the start of the presentation. We are hoping to update this dashboard each time new survey data is available. So we've got the new survey coming out in September of this year, so hopefully in the next year or so we'll be able to update again. And with the next round of data, it'll be really interesting to see the impact of a return to normal following the last survey where there were some pandemic restrictions still in place. We are also, myself, Ben and Kirsty, currently working on making this dashboard more accessible to those who use screen readers and things like that. So it's something we're currently developing. So the dashboard may look a little different in the near future, just something to be aware of. And then obviously going forwards, we really do hope we can include more breakdowns and topics to the dashboard for users to explore as well. So thank you ever so much, everybody. Obviously, this is pre-recorded, so we can't take questions right now, but if you did have any at all for us, please do email me at zoe.strawbridge@wales.nhs.uk. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.